Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
Fans, welcome here to Maple River tonight here in Tower City, where we have District 1 action opening up here in the Southwest region of North Dakota. Alex Hoffman joining you here with Your Live Event and yourliveevent.com, as both teams here tonight, the Richland Colts and the Maple River Raiders, are opening up their season in terms of district play. So no district records yet. As I told one of the coaches here tonight, first place is on the line here in District 1. Looking at both teams here early on in the year, both teams have had those kind of round-robin tournaments, and so far the Richland Colts have fared out very well. We're talking 5-0 for them to start overall. Maple River Raiders, they're sitting at 1-4 overall, and we'll talk more in depth about their previous schedule and future schedule as well here on the Irie Insurance pregame show here in Tower City. So as we mentioned, not a lot of statistics to look at here yet in the season, as we're still early on here, midway through September of 2025, but some chance for both, or for one of these teams here tonight, to start the season right in terms of District 1 play. And yes, we're saying District 1 play because of the, if you want to call it the rebrand here of volleyball in North Dakota. We now have 3-class system, just like we've seen in boys basketball and girls basketball. So that had some teams shuffling around here. So some teams moved up to Class A, and we'll talk more about that here a little bit in the Irie pregame show as well. Stick around. We'll hear from both head coaches here tonight. We'll talk starting lineups. We'll talk schedules. We'll even talk a little football here on Your Live Event.
Helping farmers grow.
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
Dakota Heritage Bank, serving you with locations across North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota, has a strong background in ag and business lending, but they can also help with any auto, recreational, personal, or home loans, including home equity lines of credit. Dakota Heritage Bank is a family-owned community bank where decisions are made locally. Our friendly staff greets you with a smile, takes the time to get to know you, and can help you with your banking needs. Visit us online. Dakota Heritage Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Visit the new Cywick Lumber and Hardware in Hillsboro. They have everything you need. Explore our large selection of quality hardware and building materials, perfect for every project. Inside, you'll find Valspar paint to brighten your home, top-of-the-line Milwaukee and DeWalt tools for every job, plus all the essentials for a successful harvest. Flashlights, glass cleaner, paper towels, scrapers, grain shovels, and more. Make your next stop Cywick Lumber and Hardware in Hillsboro.
Triple E Incorporated in Page is cheering on the Raiders as they compete on and off the court and field. They put in the effort to build a team with trust, experience, and the ability to accomplish their goals. The team at Triple E Incorporated is built the same way, with knowledge and experience, with timeliness and efficiency. For your next non-residential building project, go online to eeeinc.com or stop by the office in Page for more information. Make your next project a winner with the team at Triple E Incorporated in Page.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting, with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Fans, welcome back inside the Raider Activity Center here, or as the locals are calling it, the Rack, as we have District 1 opening action here tonight from Tower City, as your live event will bring you this matchup between District 1 squads. Well, let's look at the Richland Colts, the visitors on the scoreboard here first tonight. They're going to be head coached here by Rihanna Lillaby. This is her second year with Richland in terms of the head coach position there. And you go to the other side, we got a first-year coach when we're looking at the Maple River Raiders. Maddie Spear taking on the head coach role here after Craig Poole has stepped down. So, Richland Colts, as we mentioned, 5-0 overall. They've not had a match here in District 1 play yet. As I mentioned, this is the first one of the season for both squads here tonight. Last year, looking at the overall schedule, or the overall success of the Colts, they were 5-6 in Region 1. That got them the 8th seed and into the Region 1 tournament, where they did lose in that opening round to the number 1 seed and eventual Region 1 champion there, Oak Grove. And then you look at the Maple River Raiders. Last year had one of the most successful, actually their most successful season in terms of the Maple River Co-op here, as it is now in their 4th year at that co-op. They went 24-10 overall, 7-4 in Region 1. That got them the number 5 seed. They were right around that number 4 seed there, and they ended up taking 4th in the region tournament there back in 2024. They defeated Kindred before losing to aforementioned Oak Grove, and then losing to Wyndmere Lidgerwood in that 3rd, 4th place matchup. On the schedule right now for Richland, you're looking forward here. They got a match at Larimore, they got a match at Wahpeton, and then they got a match at Tri-States. Only one district match in the foreseeable future for Richland. Jumping over to the home squad here, Maple River, they have Enderlin on Thursday, so they have back-to-back District 1 opponents here this week. They got the Valley City Tournament on Saturday, and then they got Griggs-Midcoda at Griggs-Midcoda on Tuesday of next week. When we come back here on our Irie Insurance pregame show, we will hear from both coaches, as well as get the starting lineups here from those coaches as well. You're listening to and watching District 1 Volleyball here on your live event.
Hometown Community Bank serves both the Hope Page and Maple Valley School Districts in Page and Fingal, North Dakota. If you're interested in an ag loan, real estate, consumer, commercial, or HELOC, give Dwight a call at either branch location. Reach out to Janine about investing in a certificate of deposit or save by opening a money market account. Proudly supporting the Maple River Raiders and wishing the athletes and coaches a successful year. Hometown Community Bank is an equal housing lender and member of the FDIC.
Farmers, are you expanding, upgrading, or want to automate? Visit with the experienced staff at Hope Electric to learn about the latest electrical systems and the newest technologies that they have developed to make your operation more efficient. Get a custom system in place with features like iPad truck loading and remote view grain storage, touchscreen controls, hazard monitoring systems, and wireless cellular cameras to protect your assets. Hope Electric, serving the agricultural and commercial industry since 1978. Visit hopeelectric.com or call 701-945-2460.
Hope Page Public Schools are committed to the development of all students by providing a high-quality education that is reflective of the strong values in our communities. The staff at Hope Page Public Schools work each day to enable and inspire students to achieve academic excellence and make positive contributions to our world. Learn more about Hope Page Public Schools by visiting hopepage.k12.nd.us. We are Hope Page, and we will change the world.
Oh, jeez. That's a lot of water.
No! Jeez Louise!
This system is packing 70-mile-per-hour winds, golf ball-sized hail, and a fast drop in temperature.
Oh, jeez.
Dave and Cheryl's kitchen started on fire.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, geez, let's take a look.
Oh, geez, moments happen. Be ready with Irie Insurance.
Maple Valley Parents is a nonprofit organization whose main purpose is to promote, encourage, and support the Maple Valley students, teachers, and staff. MVP strives to strengthen and enhance the educational and social environment of the Maple Valley School District by providing opportunities for students, teachers, and parents to learn, socialize, communicate, and grow together. MVP Group welcomes anyone to join them in their mission. If you'd like to get involved or see upcoming events, check out the Maple Valley Parents Facebook page.
We're back here on your live event and the first of our 2 Dakota Heritage Bank pregame interviews. I'm joined by Richland's head coach right now, Rihanna Lillaby. Coach, thank you for taking time for us here tonight.
Yeah, no problem.
So we're early in the season, right, for your Colts right now, but what have you seen and what have you liked about your squad thus far?
The energy. The energy has got us where we're at so far. We have a big focus this season on mental health, and we've been doing sessions on mental health and just during the game, using our breaths, using those strategies that we've learned in those tools. And they have come together as a team to support each other, being each other's biggest cheerleaders, and that's, I believe, what's gotten them to where they are right now.
So your squad is almost entirely made up of juniors and seniors, and you only lost one starter from last year's squad. What kind of experience are these girls bringing to your varsity program?
Yeah, I think just having, older girls, they have just more maturity when they're playing. They have more experience being out there. Again, some of them have been on the varsity floor for 3-4 years now. So again, just having that experience helps, us build when those moments are close, when those moments are stressful or the mentality isn't always there. It just helps them, with the tools that they've gotten throughout the few years to, bring it when the games are hard and the games are close.
And with district play kicking in here tonight for the first time, we call it district now, not regional play. Have there been any shifts in your game strategy, or is it just going to be kind of business as usual tonight?
I think just business as usual. Again, if the girls came ready to play this season so far, and if they can keep up that energy and keep up that positivity towards one another, they can go far.
And it's kind of funny to say, but technically first place for District 1's on the line tonight no one's played here yet. So last question, what is it going to take to be successful tonight here against the Raiders?
Again, I'm going to keep focusing on that positive energy. Again, volleyball's a game of mistakes, and whoever's got the energy on their side of the court, I think is going to take the game. So if they can keep their heads high and use those tools, that the girls can do well.
All right, thank you, Coach. Good luck tonight, and let's look forward to having a fun one. That was Coach Lillaby for the visitors tonight, the Richland Colts here on
The Maple Valley School District is engaging students in a world-class education, preparing them for lifelong success. Maple Valley serves the surrounding communities of Buffalo, Fingal, Oriska, and Tower City with a great student-to-teacher ratio per class. For more information, go online to myraiders.org. That's myraiders.org. The Maple Valley School District wishes the best to the Raiders coaches and athletes this season. Go Raiders!
We always say we're a one-stop shop. North Star Ag is a full-service shoreline machinery dealership, so we have the 3 departments: sales, service, parts, fully staffed, have full inventory of all the parts and whole goods needed. We really value the service and the support that any traditional dealership would give you, but we specialize in shorelines. You can give us a call at 701-361-4790 or visit our website at northstar-ag.com.
We're back with our second Dakota Heritage Bank pregame interview, and right now I'm being currently joined by Maple River head coach Maddie Spear. Coach, thank you for joining us tonight.
Yeah.
So let's start just by talking about the first few weeks of your season. You're a first-year varsity head coach right now. What's it like coming into a program here at Maple River that's brand new to you?
It's been super fun. We're an all-new coaching team this year, so all 3 of us are new this year. We had a returner, Alicia Kaloran. She used to be the varsity coach a few years ago. It's been super fun. It was fun to come in and none of us know the girls a whole lot, so we got to come in, meet the girls. It was a fresh start for everybody.
So the Raiders, they graduated the majority of those varsity players last year with, I think, 4 or 5 seniors actually moving on to graduation. So far early on in the year, who's really stepped up and taken on those leadership roles for you?
We have Leah Hanig. She is a junior this year, middle hitter. She has really stepped up. She played varsity a bit last year. Lila Richmond is our other captain, along with Leah. She's also stepped up quite a bit. She played libero last year, and she's been a DS/libero again this year. We have Abigail Kaloran. She is our other libero/DS. She's really stepped up, really controls the court, knows where everybody's at. It's been awesome.
So the Raiders' first district win is, potentially a few sets away here tonight. What does your squad have to do tonight against the Colts of Richland to come out victorious?
We really need to work on our defense in the back row. We have been practicing a lot this week, working on where our positioning needs to be, our block, making sure we have a steady block, closing our block, making sure we're seeing around our blockers when we're hitting. We're super excited for tonight. We've been practicing pretty hard Monday and then the end of the week last week, so should be a good night.
Last question here. You mentioned some of those leaders and captains, but who should we look for tonight to be a major impact player and potentially a victory here for the Raiders?
We have Sophia Satram. She is a freshman. She's been playing all the way around outside. Super fun to watch. Definitely a player to watch tonight.
All right. Thank you, Coach, and good luck tonight.
Thank you.
That was Coach Spear for the Raiders giving us another Dakota Heritage Bank pregame interview, sharing our heritage, sharing our future with locations in North Dakota and Minnesota, dhb.bank.
Buying and selling heavy equipment at purplewave.com saves time and money. We handle all of the details, including pictures, videos, marketing, titles, and payments.
It was almost immediately over the top with the customer service. I've just never ever experienced that before with any other auction service. They're constantly working for me as the seller, and I really like that.
Purple Wave Auction is straight, simple, sold.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Visit the new Cywick Lumber and Hardware in Hillsboro. They have everything you need. Explore our large selection of quality hardware and building materials, perfect for every project. Inside, you'll find Valspar paint to brighten your home, top-of-the-line Milwaukee and DeWalt tools for every job, plus all the essentials for a successful harvest. Flashlights, glass cleaner, paper towels, scrapers, grain shovels, and more. Make your next stop Cywick Lumber and Hardware in Hillsboro.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. Three, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Fall is here, and that means harvest will ramp up quickly. How did your planter do this spring? Did you have the correct down pressure? Was your singulation spot on? Did you need row cleaners or a better closing system? This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer, and we are here to help. Discounts, 0% financing, and $50 per row rebates on most all systems will give you the tools to improve your planter pass. Give us a call at 701-636-2119 or visit planterdoc.com. Have a safe and profitable harvest.
Partnership is a way of life here in the Northland. It's about pitching in to help our neighbors, making lending decisions locally, honoring long-term commitments to farmers, Main Street businesses, teams, schools, and rural communities. We're more than just a bank. We're a community partner, working constantly and diligently to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. Bank North, always true.
Fans, welcome back here to the Raider Activity Center as we just got done with the national anthem, done nicely by the Maple River Senior Choir. Let's take a look at starting lineups as they are being announced here in the Raider Activity Center as well. Start with the visitors on the scoreboard here on our Irie Insurance pregame show. Senior libero standing at 5'5", number 1, Abby Fisher. Setting tonight a 5'6", junior wearing number 2, Sophie Peterson. Outside hitter tonight, 6-foot junior wearing number 4, Shaylee Little. A 5'5" opposite tonight, senior number 5, Hannah Storbakken. 5'5" defensive specialist wearing number 6 tonight, senior JC Foley. 5'10" junior outside hitter wearing number 8, Josie Foley. And a 5'9" senior wearing number 9, middle hitter Lila Veely. Head coach for the Colts, Brianna Lillaby. For the home team on the scoreboard tonight, head coach Maddie Spear gives us this starting lineup. Senior 5'4" setter number 1, Alex Ketterer. Libero tonight, 5'4" senior number 2, Lila Richmond. Setter, a 5'5" senior number 4, Hallie Bisset. 5'10" outside hitter, freshman number 5, Sophia Satram. Libero tonight for the Raiders, 5'7" sophomore defensive specialist, wearing number 7, Abby Kaloran. Middle hitter tonight, a junior standing at 5'11", number 12, Aaliyah Hanig. And middle hitter tonight, 5'8" junior, wearing number 13, Kennedy Jacobson. That does it for the starting lineups, and that does it for our Irie Insurance pregame show. Get the insurance protection you want with the customer service you deserve at Irie Insurance. They cover it all from home, auto, crop, commercial, and benefits insurance. Go to IrieInsurance.com to get a free quote. As we mentioned here in the Irie Insurance pregame show, this is a District 1 opening match for both teams here tonight. So we will see how things fare out here as the evening goes on from Tower City. Richland bringing a lot of experience back with only one graduating last year to this year. Maple River, on the other hand, saw a lot of starters and contributors graduate last year, including Brielle Kaloran, Savannah Warren, Addison Hanning, Stella Satram, and Britton Richards, all either starting or contributing throughout the varsity season last year. Stella Satram even going on to play at Concordia in Moorhead. So it's going to be a battle of the experience versus the new experience here with Maple River, and the Richland Colts bringing that experience from last year, where they did finish with the 8th seed in Region 1, which is no longer Region 1 of old. A lot of changes, a lot of movement there as the revamping of girls volleyball here in North Dakota has changed, much like they saw with basketball 2 years ago as well. Richland gets the opening serve here from the Raider Activity Center, and we are underway as Peterson puts that one up into the air. Kaloran passes it over to Bisset. Bisset goes middle. Sophia Satram swings, puts it on the line, and the first point going to Maple River. And that gets the home crowd sitting quickly here, as they always wait for the first point. Subbing in here for Maple River is number 3, the junior Scarlett Satram, sister to Sophia Satram. As the senior now, Hallie Bisset will take the serve here for the Raiders. First serve of the night goes to the back row, put up in the air nicely there by the libero Fisher, and it goes a little bit far. Can't find the line. Second point to Maple River. Jumping out to a quick 2-0 lead here. As Bisset puts it back row again. Pass nicely there by Foley. Foley goes to the front. They swing it on over. Raiders going to go to work here on offense. Satram just tips it over. Dug out nicely there by Peterson. And now Richland, it couldn't. I was blocked by who swung that one there. Blocked by the ref, but that will work as a tip out and a side out. Point to Richland, which then brings up Josie Foley, the junior now, to serve for the Colts. Ball's in the air, right-handed swing, goes back center there as Kaloran handles it. They're going to give it to the middle there. As the back row dug out nicely by the Colts, they're going to go free ball over in the front row. There is Veely, couldn't do anything with it. Right side hit here by Scarlett Satram, goes far, and having to think about it, but a little bit long was the line judge there, and I would agree with her call on that one. It looked just a hair long. Point to Richland. So both teams swapping 2 points here to start. As Foley puts it up into the air. That's Josie Foley, I should say. Her sister's also out on the court. Raiders able to handle that good serve. Now Colts are going to set up their offense. They go outside hitter there as Shaylee Little gets a good swing, but the Raiders are able to handle it. There's Sophia Satram on the other side getting the side out. Point to Maple River. That's her second kill of the evening. As Maple River has that 3-2 lead here early in set 1. Sophia Satram, the freshman, puts it up, goes far side, dug out there in the back row. Now right-handed swing by Lila Veely. She'll get the kill. The Raiders weren't able to handle it. Quick side out there by Richland. We saw in both C Squad and JV tonight a some long runs of points, some long rallies. Probably won't see quite as long of those here tonight in varsity, and just kind of getting a vibe of what's going on here to start. As that serve goes long, Maple River will get it. 4-3 lead. Here's the sophomore Kaloran, puts it up. Back row handled nicely by the libero for Richland, and try to get it over tipped. They're going to say that's out. Point goes to Richland, as the block was there, just not the right angle. And Richland gets the point. For the Colts, as we mentioned, a lot of experience here, a lot of juniors, a lot of seniors here, as Kylie Coomer comes in now to serve for the Colts, the 5'4" senior. Right-handed serve comes up. She goes back row, handled by Irie in the back row there by the Raiders. She'll take the push here now, and they're going to give the point here as a fourth hit by Irie. And Richland has back-to-back points here in set number 1. Coomer, right-handed serve, goes up. This time goes far side, and that's going to go a little bit long. Service error for the Colts. That's their second. And Maple River gets the side out. And Scarlett Satcham now, the junior, will take the serve. Sends it far side, or excuse me, back middle there, handled by the libero. That was Abby Fisher. Pushes it over, Richland does. Tight to the net here, as see if Hanny could do anything with it. She just taps it over. Here comes Richland now, big swing there by Little, but a little bit long. No tip at the net, so point goes to Maple River. As Little was trying to go across the court there, trying to find that corner pocket, just a little bit strong. She'll sub out. Josie Foley will come in here for Richland. And correction, they're going to give the point there to the Colts. I did not see the call there as I was writing down a stat. Left-handed serve, handled in the back row there by Maple River. Bouncing into each other. Were the Raiders there on defense, just trying to get a pass, but no avail. Point to the Colts. Now up 7-5 here in set number 1. Fisher's left-handed serve goes far back. Satcham can't handle it. That's going to be an ace. First ace of the evening here by both teams goes to the senior, Abby Fisher, donning the libero jersey tonight. Left-handed serve up and away. They go a little bit softer this time, as Satcham just tips it over, trying to catch Richland sleeping there. Big swing in the middle there by their Colts. And I believe that was Tazarek in the middle there. Dug out nicely in the back row by Fisher. Handled by the Colts. Raiders going to set up their offense. They go right side swing. Big swing there, and the kill. Give that to Kennedy Jacobson. Her first kill of the evening. And I wouldn't say a much needed side out, but it feels like an important one here early in set 1. Try to set that tempo if you're Maple River. Don't want to see the Colts go on a big run if you're Coach Spear. Serve there by Richmond. Tickled the net a little bit. The Colts will push this over. Hanning just tries to punch it. Into the net it goes. Point to the Colts. And a quick side out. And substitutions now coming in here for Richland. Lila Veely checking in. As the right-handed swing here by Janet Tazarek goes back row. Ketterer is going to set it up to Sophia Satcham. That one is tipped at the net, but a kill nonetheless. Her third of the evening. Side out for Maple River as senior Claire Holland will check in for the Raiders. Looking over to the Colts, they're also doing a substitution there as J.C. Foley coming back in. 5'5" senior for the Colts. Claire Holland will go to the service line here for the Raiders. Donning number 10 here tonight for the girls in white. Holland's serve goes up. Handled in the back row. A push over there by the Colts. Dug out in the back row. There was J.C. Foley having to really go get that one here, but point's going to be given to the Raiders. They're going to say into the net they were, and that was Josie Foley. They're going to say got a little too close to the net. So we see our first net mistake there, net violation, I should say, by the Colts. Holland's serve again tickles the net here as Ketterer is going to try to pass it to Satcham. She just tries to the old change up there, but the Colts all over it as Josie Foley was there with the block. She said not so fast there, and the Colts on the race to double digits are the first ones there tonight. Sophie Peterson, the 5'6" junior checking in to serve here now for the Colts. Serve comes up, goes back row. Holland has it, passes it to Ketterer. Ketterer's going to look over to the far side. That's where Sophia Satcham is. And now here come the Colts. Big swing there by Foley, Josie Foley. Met there by the Raiders. Nice dig there by Fisher in the back row, keeping it alive. Foley pushes it across. Satcham has to pass it. Ketterer's going to just try the old dump pass there. Colts all over it. Ketterer now going to find her swinger. This time it's Satcham. That one did not get any touch, so that'll be a fourth hit. And the message seems to be clear right now for Maple River. Get the pass to Sophia Satcham. We've seen her take about 5, 6, 7 swings here. Serve there by Peterson. Raiders have it. Jacobson's going to send it across. Met at the net this time. A solo block. That looked like Lila Veely there with the block. And I know it's a game of teamwork, but it's got to feel good to get that solo block if you're the senior there. Peterson puts up the serve. Holland has it. Trying to find her setter, and she does. As now Hanning with a big swing that goes up into the stratosphere here now in the Colts just going to have to push it over. Free ball. Ketterer now going to find Satcham. Big swing. Did not get the net again, or did not get tipped. That was going to be a fourth hit again. So right now Satcham's just getting a little bit too much of the net here. We've seen back-to-back swings just get a little too much of the white stripe. And the biggest lead of the night here for the Colts is at 5. Serve comes over, took a little bit off that one. Richmond read it though. Jacobson, big swing, met at the net again. And another block there for the Colts. Give that one to Veely and Foley, I believe. As all of a sudden now the defense starting to really show its colors here for Richland. As the serve comes in, goes back to Holland. That's going to be a tough one, goes into the crowd. And an ace for Peterson, her first of the evening. And that bigger lead just keeps getting bigger right now for the Richland Colts here in set number 1 of District 1 play. As Peterson puts it up a serve here again, Holland has to go down and get it, gets it to Ketterer. They're going to set up Jacobson in the middle. Back row dug out there by Foley. And they're going to take a big swing here by Josie Foley this time. Foley to Foley. Ketterer just has to free ball it over, and that might work as kind of one of those pass kills. And good effort here by Richland, but just could not quite get it over. And a much-needed side out if you're Maple River there by the girls in white. Callie Bisset checking in to serve. Scarlett Satcham will come in for the Raiders as well. Play some front row here with her sister. Bisset's right-handed serve is up. Goes back row. Pass done nicely as they're going to set up their setter. Go to the middle there. Big swing by Veely, but she was met at the net there by Jacobson and Satcham. There's into the net again. And a couple of Colts bounce into each other, and that's good enough for the Raiders. I thought maybe they're going to call a fourth hit there. I wasn't sure if that ball was tipped at the net or not, but play on, they said. And the Raiders trying to chip into that lead here by Richland. Now 15-10 on your City of Hope scoreboard. Push to the back row there. Bisset has to handle it. Richmond's kind of ricocheted that one a little bit, and the Raiders won't be able to do anything with it as the side out goes to Richland. And Lila Richmond's face said it all there. She knew she just kind of didn't get the platform perfect there for that pass. And the Raiders were not able to do anything with it. As Foley comes in now, Josie Foley, big serve there. Holland was able to handle it. Little dump there by the Raiders as Jacobson tried to catch them sleeping. Met at the net. That was Scarlett Satcham with the block. And she'll get her first block of the night by my count. Now as Aaliyah Hannig checks in for the Raiders. Colts await here. Satcham's serve, now 16-11. The freshman serve comes up with that running serve. They go back row, where J.C. Foley handles it. Big swing there by the Colts as Veely puts it into the net. That set might have been a little tight to the net, so that's tough for a right side hitter to dig out of. As Satcham sends a little more zip on this one here, but once again, Fisher able to handle it. They do a two-push hit there. Tipped at the net. Richland going to set up their offense now. A little push by the Colts, and Shaylee Little will get the kill with that one. Seeing both teams kind of taking big swings and then taking a little bit off of it right here. So just kind of keeping both teams off the net, keeping their heads on a swivel, if you would say. As Lila Veely puts this one in the back row. Now they're going to set up Scarlett Satcham. Claire Irie there. Didn't get all of it on her swing there, and that one goes into the net. 18-12 now. Richland 7 points away from taking set 1 here. As Veely, the senior, puts this one up a little bit softer on that one, and that's enough to put the Raiders' offense into a spin there. Their defense into a spin, now 19-12. And we're going to get our first time out of the evening here from the Raiders. Talk things over, maybe get the Colts off their rhythm. The City of Hope scoreboard reads Richland 19, Maple River 12.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions for 2025 and beyond with a drain tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free, detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
Welcome back inside the Raider Activity Center here, where Richland's jumped out to a 7-point lead in set number 1. And most of it's been done with good serves and some pretty aggressive play at the net right now. Raiders haven't been able to handle the offense so far of the Richland Colts, but the timeout might change things up here. Timeouts in volleyball are usually one of the most effective ways to get a team off of their rhythm. With one person serving, obviously that can throw off a groove with that 1 minute delay. But we'll see what happens here as Lila Veely, the senior, bringing plenty of experience here for the Colts. Out of the timeout, see what she can do with it here. Right-handed serve comes up. She handles it nicely. Satram has to put it to her sister. Jacobson has to kick it back row. Dug out nicely there by Fisher. Colts will have to free ball this one over. Raiders with a chance now for offense. B-set's going to give it over to Scarlett Satram. Big swing through the block. No tip, out of bounds. And if you're Coach Lillaby, that is exactly what you want to see coming out of a timeout. Get that point and keep the ball on your side. Right-handed serve, Ely puts it over. Satram to Jacobson to B-set, pushing it over. Colts now going to set up their offense. They go middle swing here. Just a little push over there by Tazarek. And a point's going to go to Maple River as the Colts were in the net there. That might have been, I didn't see who they exactly gave that to in terms of that violation. As Alita Krenzel checks into play some back row here for the Colts. Raiders there on offense to get the block. Aaliyah Hannig making her presence known there for Maple River. Getting her first block of the evening. And the Raiders just trying to chip away right now. That lead was 7, now down to 6. Kaloran puts up the serve, tight to the net, but Fisher's able to handle it. Into the net it goes. Third hit has to just go over. So now B-set will set up her middle hitter. That's Hannig. Hannig through the block. Met in the back row there, and Colts won't be able to handle it. Give the kill to the junior there, Aaliyah Hannig. Mentioned her sister Addison Hannig graduating last year. She was a presence obviously at the front of the net too with her height and her swing. And how about an ace there for Maple River? As Satram getting the Raiders' first ace, or excuse me, Kaloran I should say. Abby Kaloran getting her first ace of the evening. First ace for the Raiders in general. 2016 now. And how about back-to-back aces for the sophomore? Just watching Kaloran's sister, Allie Kaloran, in the JV match, and similar serves here. Tight to the net at all times with a little bit of oomph behind it. As Richland going to just have to free ball this one over, and they do. Tazarek handled it perfectly for a free ball. They're going to go right side swing there. Satram, back row Fisher, able to handle it. To the middle they go with Tazarek, and the Raiders cannot pancake it. Point to the Colts. Substitutions coming in now for the girls in blue. Kylie Coomer checking in, as is Genevieve Wolven. Two seniors coming in for Richland. Coomer's going to go to the back row to serve here. As the Colts 4 points away from taking set number 1 in Tower City here. Goes far side. Satram had to almost go full 180 on that just to get the pass, and it works nonetheless as Leah Hanning getting her first kill of the evening. And siding out as Ava Lark checking in now for the Raiders. 5-5 senior, will play a little front row for Maple River. Back row handled by Fisher. They're going to go outside swing there by Tazarek. That was blocked at the net again by Aaliyah Hanning. And we've seen both teams, their presence at the net in terms of blocks has been strong here tonight. We'll expect to see some adjustments from both teams to try to get either through it or around it. As Satcham puts the right-handed serve up, handled in the back row by Tazarek. She's going to get the swing here. She'll just push it over. Raiders now going to try to set it up. They might use this push, and they're going to do a little push of their own. There's Irie. Pushes it over. Here comes a right-handed swing. Tight to the net there was Little. And another push here, so back-to-back-to-back pushes, and we're going to get a point. We're going to say 4 hits on the Raiders. That's the second time that's been called on Irie. As the Colts side out there, Abby Fisher now, senior libero, with the southpaw swing here. Going to try to see if she can end it here for the Colts. Irie with the swing from that right side position. Here come the Colts. They go to the center. Tazarek pushes it over. Satcham's going to have to push it to the middle. Hanning wasn't able to handle it, so she pushes it over. Fisher now is going to try to set up that outside position as Josie Foley pushes it over. Here comes Irie's swing. Into the net it goes. And the Colts now 2 points away here. And substitutions coming in as Lila Richmond will check in and help out with the back row right now. Then they'll have to jump up into the front. Left-handed swing here. Goes middle back. Richmond, the aforementioned Richmond, has to come in and make her presence known quickly. There's Hanning. And the swing now coming from the Colts, or a push we'll say. That was Josie Foley pushing it over. Big swing there by Ava Lark, but once again met at the net, but it's got enough through that block. Ava Lark with her first kill of the night. And still time for the Raiders to possibly come back here. But there is side out and a point away from dropping set number 1 here. Lila Richmond gets that running serve in here, now goes back row. Handled by Krenzel, and now the Colts with that swing. There's Foley's big swing, but dug out there by the Raiders, specifically Satcham. Kaloran will push this one over. Fischel handles it in the back row. Kylie Coom are trying to find it, and they're going to get the point. Big swing there as that works. And now there's the side out, as we mentioned, just the point away now. I think that was Josie Foley there getting the kill. Swinging from that middle position. As now Lila Veely checking back in. Right-handed swing here by Tazarek. Raiders trying to set up their offense. Hanning tipped at the net. Richland able to handle it, and they're going to push it over and reset their defense here. Raiders scrambling to get it over, but they do. As a couple Colts bounce into each other, and that is enough to keep the Raiders alive here. As it was chaos on both sides of the net there. No team really ever got their offense set up the way you'd want to. But the Raiders were the beneficiaries of the chaos there. 24-21 right now on our City of Hope scoreboard. Raiders will have to essentially run the table here until they can get it tied. Otherwise, Colts will take this, and they do just like that as Lila Veely, welcome back, as she came in and subbed in late there to get that 25th point. Set 1 goes to the girls in blue here of the Richland Colts. We'll take a break from the action. We'll come back to check out set number 2 here on your live event.
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
Dakota Heritage Bank, serving you with locations across North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota, has a strong background in ag and business lending, but they can also help with any auto, recreational, personal, or home loans, including home equity lines of credit. Dakota Heritage Bank is a family-owned community bank where decisions are made locally. Our friendly staff greets you with a smile, takes the time to get to know you, and can help you with your banking needs. Visit us online. Dakota Heritage Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Visit the new Cywick Lumber and Hardware in Hillsboro. They have everything you need. Explore our large selection of quality hardware and building materials, perfect for every project. Inside, you'll find Valspar paint to brighten your home, top-of-the-line Milwaukee and DeWalt tools for every job, plus all the essentials for a successful harvest. Flashlights, glass cleaner, paper towels, scrapers, grain shovels, and more. Make your next stop Cywick Lumber and Hardware in Hillsboro.
Welcome back here inside the Raider Activity Center, where set number 1 goes to the road team here tonight. Richland taking set number 1 25-21. And we talked about just a lot of action right at the net here tonight in terms of both teams having good blocks, but every once in a while just kind of pushing it through. And we'll see if the Raiders can answer here in set number 2, as Coach Spear will send out her same starting lineup. Richland, basically, if it ain't broke, don't fix it in terms of their offense and defense right now, as Coach Lillaby still talking to her team here with about 40 seconds to go in intermission time here between set number 1 and set number 2. Some other action here tonight on your live event. Valley City is traveling to Kindred tonight. Chase Miller on the call there in Kindred for that Class A matchup. At Carrington at Northern Cass. We have Park River at Fortville-Lankin. They're at Thompson tonight, also on your live event. Both those games are. As the Raiders will get the serve to start here in set number 2 of District 1 action here. And that'll be Aaliyah Hanning grabbing it first for Maple River. Serve comes over and it was short, and that's going to work. Ace for Hannig. Junior making her presence known from the back row, usually more so of a front row person. She says, hey, you can get aces too. As she puts up the serve, this one will be a little tight into the net. Call that the announcer's jinx. And she gets her first ace and first service error in back-to-back sequences. She'll come out, and we have a quick substitution here as Ava Lark will check in. Alex Ketter will come out. And inadvertent swing there, serve there, as substitutions were still going on. Early on in the year, we'll see that every once in a while. You hear a whistle, you just assume you're gonna swing, but down ref was saying, no, let's get some substitutions in first. And play on we will here, 1-1. And back row dug out by the Raiders. Yeah, free ball this one over, and that one's gonna have a little too much oomph on it. Richland easily calling off the troops on that one. As the junior now, Josie Foley, put up her second serve in a row. Running serve. Goes far side. Kaloran will pass it to B-Set. B-Set to the middle. Satcham just taps it over, and she was met by a presence there at the net twice. And that was Foley, I believe, coming up there and taking care of business. Her third kill of the evening, now 3-1 Colts. She goes near side here. Lark was able to handle it. Sophia Satcham will put it to the back row. Let's see what Richland could do with it. They're going to go middle swing. This time that's going to work. Give that one to Lila Veely, her fourth kill of the evening. And Richland's starting to loosen up a little bit at the net here as they are getting some really good swings in against the Raiders. Foley's serve is going to go back row. Richmond has it, gets it to her setter, B-Set. B-Set's going to give it over to Satcham. She goes through the block and gets the kill. We mentioned in the first set that seems to be their mission, to give it over to Satcham in that outside hitting position. And that time it worked. 4-2, B-Set puts it up. Goes a little bit soft on that one, but dug out there by Fisher. And how about that kill? That was Lila Veely having herself a set here to start. She had 2 of the 3 kills here by the Colts. And speaking of Veely, the senior now will take the serve. Puts it up and a little tight. Service error. Gives the Raiders the ball back. Third service error there by the Colts as we have a substitution there as Alita Krenzel, the junior, checking in to play back row. Sophia Satcher puts up the serve. They go to Krenzel in the back row. Finding their setter now, and they're going to have to just do a free ball over and a little tight to the net. Point to the Raiders. And Sophia Satcham put that one into the back row and caused a little chaos. Puts this one into the little bit tighter here, but Fisher able to handle it. And they're just going to have to try to free ball this one over, and they were hoping for a gust of wind to push it over. It was just a little too tight. Tough spot there for the Colts to try to get that one over. And we're all knotted up here, 5-5 on the City of Hope scoreboard. Krenzel takes it out of the back row. Chaos ensues here as they just get it over. And now Richland just going to kind of reset things by pushing it over to Maple River. Right-handed swing coming there by Lark. Blocked at the net. Give that block to both Shayla Little and Tazarek. And a side out there by the Colts. As we have Kylie Coomer and Genevieve Olven checking in here for Richland. The senior now, Coomer, donning number 3. Right-handed swing comes up and over. Satcham passes it to her setter. B-set gives it to Lark. Lark tips it over and finds enough of the pot in the middle there to get the kill. Brava Lark, that's her second kill of the evening, first of this set. All knotted up at 6 here in set number 2. As now the libero, Abigail Kaloran, puts it over. Libero to libero. Richland able to handle it. They go right side swing. Now here come the Raiders. Big swing there by Hanning in the middle. Was just kind of tipped around by the Colts, but it was enough to get the job done. Richmond pushes it over through the block. And now they're going to set up their middle swing there. That was Tazarek, blocked by Hanning. Point, Maple River. For Hanning, her fourth block. And there's just been a kind of a block fest between Foley, Viley, and Hanning right now. Foley and Viley on the Richland side getting more of the combined blocks. Hanning's kind of been doing a lot of it herself for Maple River. B-set's going to set up Hanning again. She swings through, gets it over the block, but dug out in the back row nicely by Fisher. Big swing there that time was by Viley, excuse me. That goes back row, too far. And side out for Richland. As now the libero here, Abby Fisher, the 5'5" senior, puts up the left-handed swing. She goes back row and gets the ace. Richmond just kind of got eaten up on that one a little bit. Second ace of the evening for Fisher. Her first of this set, first ace for the Colts in this set in general. She takes a little bit off this one. B-set has to put it up into the air. Hanning is going to do the pass. Richmond goes over. And that's kind of the funny thing about volleyball right there. Your hitter becomes a passer and your passer becomes a hitter, and it still works. As Richmond gets a rare kill for her. Alex Ketterer checking in now for the Raiders. She'll go to the service line. The senior, one of the seniors here for Maple River. Serve comes up, goes far side, and touches the line. And it got to the chagrin of some of the Richland faithful over there. They said, oh, wait a minute. But point goes to Maple River as Ketterer gets her first ace of the evening. We'll see if she'll go back-to-back here or if Richland can handle it. She goes across the court this time. Fisher passes it to her setter, and now they're going to free ball it over. Satcham takes it, gets it to Ketterer. They go middle this time, and that was tipped at the net by the Colts, but then pushed back over, and they couldn't handle it. And I think the presence of Hanning was made known there. Maybe caused a little bit of a pullback by the Colts. As Ketterer puts up the serve here. She goes far back this time. Krenzel handles it in the back row. Big swing coming by Tazarek. But she was met by Hanning at the net. Fifth block of the night for her. Raiders have their biggest lead of the evening, and that'll get a timeout here from Coach Lillaby and the Colts. Our City of Hope scoreboard reads here in set number 2. Maple River 11, Richland 8.
E Incorporated in Page is cheering on the Raiders as they compete on and off the court and field. They put in the effort to build a team with trust, experience, and the ability to accomplish their goals. The team at E Incorporated is built the same way, with knowledge and experience, with timeliness and efficiency. For your next non-residential building project, go online to eeeinc.com or stop by the office in Page for more information. Make your next project a winner with the team at E Incorporated in Page.
As we welcome you back inside the Raider Activity Center, District 1 action here as the timeout winds down that Richland took. You see our City of Hope scoreboard reads Maple River 11, Richland 8. Work and play in Hope, North Dakota. From job listings and housing options, search HopeND.com. That's HopeND.com. Raiders have their biggest lead of the evening here in both sets with 3 as they handle the serve here. Alex Ketterer going to put up her 4th serve in a row. This is also one of the Raiders' longest runs of the night. As she is going to go a little bit long, and there's a service error, and that timeout worked perfectly for Richland. Mentioned the first set, sometimes that's all it takes is just call one of those 2 timeouts. As Lila Veely checks in here for the Colts. Tazarek goes to the back row to serve. She puts the serve up, goes far side to Richmond. Richmond finds her setter in Ketterer. They're going to go across to, that was Scarlett Satcham. And now Fisher's going to try to send it over here to Foley. She gets it over. They go to the middle now this time. Hanny takes a swing, able to get it through. But the Colts were there, and they're going to have to free ball this one over. A big swing there in the back row by Fisher. Tight to the net. Ketterer not able to handle it. And the point goes to Richland. That one almost got the structures above here as that went up into the stratosphere and maybe even tickled the metal up there. As the serve is handled by the Raiders, they're going to go over to Scarlett Satcham, swings tight to the net, and they're going to say that was not tipped, that was too much of the net. So the 4th hit gives the point to Richland. As Tazarek goes back there, the 5'11 junior, trying to put a little run of her own here for the Colts together. Raiders have to try to salvage this one here as Kaloran does get it over. Fisher gets it to her setter. They're going to just tap it over there as Veely trying to catch the Raiders sleeping. Kaloran has to free ball it over again. Fisher's now going to find her setter again. That's Coomer. And they're going to take a big swing, and this time Satcham can handle it in the back row. They're going to have to give it to Richmond again. She goes across court. Tazarek's going to try to pass it to her setter. There's some contact at the net, and Coomer got a little tight there with the net. Point to Maple River. Substitution here now for Richland as J.C. Foley, sister of Josie Foley, that will come in. She'll play back row here as Richmond awaits the whistle. Puts up the right-handed swing, goes back row to Fisher. And they're going to just push it over, and they're going to give the point here to Maple River. They're going to call a double hit. And now 13-11. Raiders have that 2-point advantage here midway through set number 2. Right-handed serve here by Richmond. This one's going to go long and just a hair too long. And that'll be a service error for Richmond, her first of the evening. As Sophie Peterson checks in here for Richland. The 5'6 junior goes to the service line now. Right-handed serve goes up. She's got one ace here tonight. She was trying to find her second one there, but the Raiders handle it. Fisher now finds her setter. They're going to go outside swing there. And that was Josie Foley putting the swing on. Okay, another pass over here. Ketter has to go to the ground to get it. Sophia Satcham far off the net takes a swing. Colt's going to have to kind of salvage this one with a little bit of a free ball, a little bit of a swing there in the back row. Ketterer now has to find Satcham, but she was set up for a hit and it was too tight to the net. That'll give a point here to Richland, tying things up at 13 apiece. As Satcham was about 6 feet off the net, or about 10 feet off the net there, and just couldn't get tight enough in time. Big swing by Hanning, handled by Fisher in the back row. Nice dig. And how about that? The Colts all over that tap. Give the block there to Tazarek and to, I believe Josie Foley was there. And right-handed swing here coming from Peterson. She goes back row. Kaloran finds Ketterer. Ketterer now to Satcham. She goes cross court, gets her kill. For Sophia Satcham, 5th kill of the evening. That's her second of this set as Claire Holland will check in to serve here for Coach Spear and the Raiders. Jacobson also coming back in here for the Raiders. Claire Holland's serve goes a little bit too short into the net. That's now the 4th service error of the evening for the Raiders, and all 4 have come in this set. 15-14, Colts with a 1-point advantage. Serve coming over as the Raiders set up their offense. Satcham tries to go through the block, but it was blocked nicely, and that one does land on the line. As Veely was there for that one. And it almost went a little bit too far out of bounds, but it does touch the line. Point to the Colts then. As Josie Foley puts up the serve, she goes near side. Ketterer now will have to get it to one of her swingers, and they go to Satcham. Big swing dug out beautifully in the back there by Foley. The senior going down to get that one. And now here comes Satcham. This time it was Sophia Satcham, and that one's going to go out. She was trying to hug the near side line there. A very difficult swing, if you know anything about volleyball, to try to hit that line right there, but she went for it. 17-14. Colts have that three-point advantage. They go back row, as the Raiders will just have to free ball this one over. Back corner handled there by J.C. Foley. And now they're going to go to the middle spot right there, just kind of pushing it over, and looked like maybe Jacobson just tried to tip that one up, but there was no one home in the back row. Everybody kind of crept up there to try to help out. Yeah, nice little run going right now here for the Colts. And Josie Foley back to the serve. She goes to Satcham. And the Raiders just couldn't handle that one. Give an ace to Foley. That's her first of the evening. Second ace of the set for the Colts. And their biggest lead here of set number 2 is now 5. Foley goes middle back. Richmond goes down to get it to Ketterer. Senior to senior. And Satcham tries to tip it over. And here come the Colts. They're going to take a little bit off that one there as Shaylee Little just trying to catch the Raiders off guard. Free ball now from Satcham. Goes to the back row. Pass now to the center, and they go right to the middle there. And Colts asking for a net violation. They're not going to get it. Free ball comes back over. Colts will now set up their offense again, as Peterson just tries to get a quick little kill there. And now Satcham has to do a little damage control. Handles it. Same thing here again from Peterson, just trying to catch him off guard. Swing there by Scarlett Satcham. Goes to the back row. And now just a little push over here again by Little. Ketterer now going to set up the outside hitter of Sophia Satcham. And defense meeting defense here as Holland just has to try to keep it alive to Ketterer, and she pushes it over. Here come the Colts. Another push going to the back corner. Richmond able to dig it out. Now to Ketterer. Sophia Satcham. Big swing, but into the net it goes. And what a volley that was. Both teams had about 3-4 opportunities to really get a kill there, but a lot of just pushing over there, just trying to catch each team off guard. And finally, the hardest swing just goes into the net. And we continue to see the serves coming from Richland as they continue with this push here. As they just get it over. And sometimes that white stripe is on your side, and we're going to give the kill there to J.C. Foley. She won't get a lot of them tonight, playing a lot of that back row defense, but she'll take it when she can. As Josie Foley now puts it into the net. Service error here. And the Raiders finally get a side out, as the Colts put a nice little run together there and have taken a pretty good stranglehold here of set number 2. Senior Hallie Bisset now checking in for the Raiders. She's going to put up the serve. That's going to go long and too long. And that's not what you want to see if you are Maple River, getting a big side out and then just giving the ball right back with a service error. That's 5 service errors now for the Raiders here in set number 2. As Lila Veely will take the serve here, the senior puts it into the back row. Holland sends it up, off the structure up on the top of the roof here, but Raiders were able to handle it. Big swing by Ava Lark. Colts dig it out nicely. They're just going to try to push it over, but they cannot. There's really not much you can do there if you're Shaylee Little. That was just going to be too tight to the net no matter what. As Krenzel checking in here for Richland, and Hannig and Irie checking in here for Maple River. 22-16 on our City of Hope scoreboard. Satcham sends a serve over. Fisher able to handle it. And a little tip over there by Tazarek. Did not have to hit it hard, but that works. She gets her first kill of the set. Substitutions here again as Kylie Coomer coming in for Richland. Senior takes the ball. She'll serve here with 2 points away from taking set 2. As the Colts put this one in the air. Raiders handle it in the back row. Bisset has to go get it. And Lark will just free ball it over. Krenzel passes it to her setter, Coomer. Just a little push over by Tazarek. Will it be good enough? Yes, it will. As that'll be a 4th hit there by Maple River. And now set point here for Richland. As Coomer puts up the serve, this one's going to be near side. Irie goes down and gets it. Bisset there. Little back row swing from the libero. That's going to go long. And that's how we're going to end set number 2 here from Tower City. Richland with a little more commanding win there in set number 2, taking that one 25-16. We'll take a break in the action. We'll come back for set number 3 here from Tower City on your live event.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca.
Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
As we welcome you back here to the Raider Activity Center, where right now the Colts have that 25, they took the last set 25-16, up 2 sets to nothing here in District 1 action. We mentioned some other matches going on here tonight. We mentioned the Valley City at Kindred matchup there in Class A action, and also in Class A action on your live event here is Carrington traveling to Northern Cass. We also see Wahpeton at Central Cass on our Your Live event stations as well. So a lot of Class A action here tonight. Oak Grove at Lisbon. They're on Your Live Event here, Your Live Event, yourliveevent.com as well. Lemoore, Litchfield, Marion there at Sargent County tonight. So there's some District 1 action. So the Raiders right now just looking to try to get some momentum going here. They had a little bit going there in set number 2, and then all of a sudden it became the Josie Foley show from the service line, as she was able to just muster up about an 8-point run there, and that got the Colts not to the finish line, but close enough where they were able to take care of business there in set number 2. And as we look ahead here as well on your live event, we have these 2 schools meeting Friday night under the lights, as Richland's going to travel up to Hope to take on the Maple River Raiders for some 9-man football. Raiders looking for their first win on the 9-man season, as is Richland. So that'll be one of the teams will be going out there with their first win. One of those teams will still be looking for their first win. As you look at the standings in 9-man football right now in Region 1, and you got 2 teams at the top that have just been offensively amazing, and you got to throw some defense in there too. South Border and Hankinson both 3-0 in Region 1 right now. You look at South Border, they've outscored their opponents 191-51 in 3 games. And Hankinson said, you know what, I could do one better. How about we don't give up a single point? They've gone 165 points to 0 in their 3 matches, or 3 games here so far. As we got set number 3 underway here, Richland kicks it off with the serve. Now we'll see if the Raiders can get the offense going. They push it over. Dug out nicely by Foley. Tipped at the net. Raiders will set up their offense now. There's a big right-handed swing coming from Satcham. She goes back row. Dug out beautifully there by Foley. As now Satcham sets up Hanning. That was Jacobson taking the swing. Into the net it goes. Point 2. Richland, as they get their first point of this set. They go back row. Satcham's going to have that one tight to the net. She could not find her sister there, and that's an ace. So why not start off the second set with a nice defensive push and then an ace if you're Sophie Peterson. And Raiders will have to just punch this one, and Allie Bisset will get the kill there. She's another one, won't get a lot of kills throughout the season, but when they do, they're always fun for those girls. Usually playing more of the kind of the quarterback of the volleyball world, where you're just looking to make those passes. Bisset takes it now, sends it back row. Fisher handles it. They're now going to set up. That time there, Josie Foley. She goes with a push to the back row. Satcham met with a block, but that's going to go out. Give Satcham her 6th kill of the night, knotting things up here at 2. Serve comes in. Bisset sets it up, and that'll be an ace. She took a little bit off that one, kind of a little more of a knuckleball coming through the air there. And what a lot of servers will like to do now is put a little extra on this one. Yeah, she keeps it about the same though. She goes back row. Foley got it to her setter. They're going to go cross corner, and that'll work. As that was just a nice push kill there by Veely, I believe that was. That's either Veely or Foley. Josie Foley, now the junior, will take the serve as we're all tied up at 3. Right-handed swing comes up. She goes tight. And Raiders able to get it over. They're going to call a lift here. Or no, they're going to call over the net. And that'll give the point here to Richland. Saying that B-set got a little too much over the net there on that second touch. He cannot do that. As Foley now puts it over. Richmond has to go down and get it to B-set. Big swing from Satcham was met at the net. They're going to say 4 hits. And that's happened a few times here tonight for Maple River. That white tape on top of the net just has been not their best friend. Here's Josie Foley again. Had a great rally there in that second set of rattling off a bunch of serves, and now she's trying to do the same thing. Scarlett Satcham goes cross court. They're going to say that's out. There was no tip. Point goes to Richland. As Satcham put a good swing on it, just probably was almost hoping for a little contact there. Josie Foley's set comes up, finds Kaloran in the back. B-set sends it to Kaloran now. Libero takes that swing. Handled by Richland. They're going to go to the middle now here, and that is Lila Veely taking the swing, but it's dug out by the Raiders. Richmond having to do a little damage control at the end. Another big swing that time by Veely, and that was tipped. That'll get a kill for Veely. So the block was there. They were just a little late, so the ricochet goes far sideline there. B-set's pass now finding Sophia Satcham. She goes back row, handled there by J.C. Foley. We're going to have to go right-handed push there. Excuse me, that was J.C. Foley. And a middle swing here there by Jacobson. That was blocked at the net. That was Veely again, I believe. Yes, it was. Lila Veely's having herself a night here. That's her 4th block, first of this set. And Foley takes the right-handed swing, tight to the net. Richmond handles it, but that's going to be tough. And a kill there for Shaylee Little. She says, I'll just take that. Sometimes those are the best ones to get if you're a swinger. Maple River wants to take a timeout, talk things over. We'll take a break from the action here on your live event from Tower City.
Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Hometown Community Bank serves both the Hope Page and Maple Valley School Districts in Page and Fingal, North Dakota. If you're interested in an ag loan, real estate, consumer, commercial, or HELOC, give Dwight a call at either branch location. Reach out to Janine about investing in a certificate of deposit or save by opening a money market account. Proudly supporting the Maple River Raiders and wishing the athletes and coaches a successful year. Hometown Community Bank is an equal housing lender and member of the FDIC.
As we welcome you back here out of the timeout, as our City of Hope scoreboard reads, Richland 9, Maple River 3 in set number 3. As the serve comes in from Richland. And the Raiders take a big swing there, but met at the net by a block again. Give that one to Veely. She might have had some help with that one too, but it's been the Lila Veely show here, especially in sets 2 and 3 so far. 10-3, Richland leads. As Josie Foley here goes back row. B-set salvages it, now pushes it to Satcham. Satcham tries to get in the corner, she does. As the flag went up and then came right back down, saying, no, that's in. And the old push kill there for Sophia Satcham gets her 7th of the evening. Freshman puts up the serve, comes over. Handled in the back row there by J.C. Foley. They're going to take a big swing here by Shaylee Little, and that will work as a kill. Her 3rd of the evening, and a quick side out there by Richland. As Tazarek, the junior, checks into play front row here for Richland. That now sends Lila Veely to the back to serve. Senior puts it up into the air, goes to Kaloran. B-set will pass it now, trying to set up Satcham. She goes long, back row there, Fisher. Got through the hands a little bit, but the Colts able to handle it. Now to B-set, she's going to set up Richmond. Goes cross there, and there's a block. That is Tazarek, and give that one to Storbach in 2. On that double block. Now 12-4, they've tripled up the Raiders here in set number 3. Veely puts up the serve. Goes back row. Richmond has it. Sends it to Satcham. And they'll push this one over, and that's what Kaloran has to do. They're going to call a fourth hit there on the sophomore. Now 13-4. And right now, Richland, all the momentum in their side here in set number 3. And the Colts put this into the air. That one's going to be tight to the net. Service error, getting a side out for the Raiders. And only the fifth service error of the evening for the Colts. The Raiders had all 5 of their service errors in set number 2. As the sophomore Kaloran puts this one up. Goes back row there where Krenzel's at. And this one's going to be tight to the net. Irie can't handle it. And the point will go to Richland. As Kylie Coomer checking in here for for Richland, as is Genevieve Ulven, the senior. The 6-foot senior. Tallest one on the team for Richland by 1 inch. As Richland sends a serve over, Raiders going to try to set their middle hitter there, and that's Hannig. And she kind of swings through that one and puts it into the net. Right now it's all Richland here in set number 3 of this District 1 action. As Coomer, the senior, puts up the serve. This one's going to be tight to the net. Down goes Irie to get it. Bisset puts it to Hannig. She kind of just tips it over to the near corner and gets the kill. She wasn't in position to do anything swinging-wise, so she says, I'll just dump this one on the near sideline. As Satcham goes to the back row here, Scarlett will send up the right-handed serve. Goes back row to Tazarek. Coomer's going to go back and try to find Tazarek now. Big swing, but into the net it goes. And the point goes to Maple River. So taking that 10-point lead, cutting it down to 8. As Satcham puts it up, back row Fisher. She finds Coomer. They're going to go right side this time. Big swing there by Shaylee Little. And they're going to say that one is down on the far side. Point to Maple River. That one just grazed the line. And Scarlett Satcham now will put up her 3rd serve in a row. The junior puts it over. Fisher is going to find her setter there, and there's Coomer. A big swing there by Tazarek. That one goes long. No tip at the net, so that one just goes long. And it is now 15-9 on our City of Hope scoreboard here from the Raider Activity Center in Tower City. As the Colts await this serve, Tazarek has to go down and get it. Coomer's going to set up here. Now a little push as Little tried to catch the Raiders sleeping, and she did just that. Give Little the kill. Her 3rd of this set. She's up to 4 now. And now here the senior, Abby Fisher, donning the libero jersey tonight, puts up the left-handed serve. She goes back row to Kaloran. Kaloran to Satcham. They're going to try to set up Hanning in the middle. She gets it through the block, and I think they're going to say a net violation there, and that's exactly what it was. It looked like Hanning was going to get the kill regardless there, but one of the Colts got a little tight to the net or maybe stepped over the line. As Richmond now, the senior, puts up the serve, goes back row. Krenzel's there. As Coomer's now going to set up Tazarek. She just dumps it over into the front row. Swing here by Satcham. She says, I'll do the same thing, but that one worked for the Raiders. And the point goes to the Maple River. Sophia getting her 8th kill of the evening. And it's now 16-11 as Richmond puts that one tight to the net, but works. And Richland just has to free ball that one over. Satcham's going to try to find her sister, and she does. They're going to go to Ava Lark here. Big swing, met at the net. Give that block to Tazarek and to, I believe Foley was there, Josie Foley. That's each of their 4th blocks tonight. It's kind of been a block fest going on here for the Colts. They've just been handling the defensive side of the net here. Tazarek now puts up the serve, tight to the net. Kaloran's able to handle it, though. They're going to go outside push there by Satcham. That was met at the net, and that works. And she'll get her 9th kill of the evening as Jacobson checking in for Maple River. J.C. Foley coming back in for Richland to play some back row. Handing the junior now puts the serve up. That one's going to go long. First service error of the set for Maple River. For Handing, that's her 2nd of the evening. And that puts the ball now into the junior's hand. Here's Sophie Peterson for Richland. 18-12 here in set number 3. Kaloran has to handle it. They're going to try to set up Ava Lark. She tips it over. Richland not able to handle it there. They went up for the block, and no one was able to get behind those two in time. Give Lark the kill there. As Hallie Bisset checking in now for Maple River. Ava Lark, that's her 3rd kill of the evening. Bisset puts a serve up, goes to the back row there where JC Foley has it. They're going to have to free ball this one over, and that's what they do. Kaloran looking to set up the offense now. Bisset's going to send the pass over to Satcham. She goes cross court or near court, and she'll get the kill with the push. And she's got double digits now in the evening in the kill category. But more importantly for the Raiders, they've shrunk the lead down what was once 10 down to 4. Here late in set number 3. Bisset serve goes middle back row. Foley handles it. Gets it to Peterson. And the big swing there by Foley. Josie Foley was handled by the Raiders. Fisher now looking to pass, sets up her setter. And just a little push over there. That was Veely again. Just kind of finding where the Raiders weren't there. And good job there by Veely, just kind of surveying the court, and she knew that that spot was open. That's her 8th kill of the night. As the side out gives the Colts the ball back. Kaloran back row swing. Handled there by Peterson. Big swing coming from the outside position there by Little. Richland now will try to set up the offense again. They're going to go to Little again. She'll just tap it over, and it almost works again. Kaloran will have to push it to the back row. JC Foley has it. Getting it to Peterson. Here comes a push. Maple River now going to try to set up their best offense of this volley. And they do, but it was handled in the back row there nicely by Josie Foley. Free ball comes over. Kaloran's going to set up B-set. Her setter now going to go to Satcham. She goes back row. Foley handles it, trying to find her setter. Gets a little tight to the net. Little goes cross net there. And now B-set's going to set up the outside position here. Satcham, big swing, and gets it through the block. For the freshman, that's her 11th kill. And that narrows the lead down to just 4 here. 19-15. Colts still with the advantage, but Raiders starting to put some points together here. As the freshman now, Satcham, goes to the line. And she puts up the knuckleball, goes into the back row. Foley's got it, gets it to Peterson. Little tap over there was met at the net by, I believe, Richmond. And Foley free balls this one over. Satcham's going to get a pass to B-set. They're going to set up Scarlett Satcham now. She swings through the block. Sophia Peterson in the back row could not handle it. As now Satcham puts up the 2nd serve in a row. Fisher not able to handle that. There's an ace. Kind of just went right through the hands of the libero, Abby Fisher, and we're going to get a timeout here from Richland. The Raiders have come storming back from once down 10. They're now down just 2 here on our City of Hope scoreboard. 19-17. Richland with that 2-point advantage here from Tower City.
Farmers, are you expanding, upgrading, or want to automate? Visit with the experienced staff at Hope Electric to learn about the latest electrical systems and the newest technologies that they have developed to make your operation more efficient. Get a custom system in place with features like iPad truck loading and remote view grain storage, touchscreen controls, hazard monitoring systems, and wireless cellular cameras to protect your assets. Hope Electric, serving the agricultural and commercial industry since 1978. Visit hopeelectric.com or call 701-945-2460.
Fans, welcome back here to your live event from Tower City, where we've seen kind of the tale of 2 stories here in set number 3. The Colts had a 10-point lead at 15-5. The Raiders have narrowed that one all the way down to 2 here, as our City of Hope scoreboard reads 19-17. Advantage Colts. But as the freshman now, Sophia Satcham, takes the serve for Maple River, they're going to see if she can come out of this timeout and keep the momentum going. Right-handed serve comes up. She goes back row to Foley. Foley trying to find her setter, but doesn't work. And that's what you want to see out of a timeout if you're Coach Spear and the Raiders. Satcham, 2nd serve out of the timeout. Going to go short, dug out there by Fisher. And now we see if Little can put the swing down. She does. Got it through the block, and they're going to say that Richmond was on the line, and she came diving just to try to keep that play alive. Not much she could do there otherwise. And her shoulder was all over the line on that one. A little bit of breathing room now here for Richland as they get the side out. As the right-handed serve from Veely comes in, the senior gets it over. B-set's now going to set up Scarlett Satcham. She tries to go through the block, but she was met there by 2 Richland Colts. Cloran now just has to push it over. They go back row to Fisher. Good body control there by the libero. And this one will fall in Colts territory. Point to Maple River. Alita Krenzel checking in here for the Colts. Tazarek will play a little front row now. Krenzel play back row. Lauren goes to the back there. Fisher handles it. And they're going to go right to Tazarek, and she's going to get the, oh, that one goes out. Thought Tazarek was going to get another kill there, but it went just a little long. And don't look now, but we're all knotted up here at 20. Abby Caloran sends it over. Fisher trying to find her setter, and she does. The setter just pushes it over. B-set now going to set up one of her girls into the middle, and that was Hannig going through, and I think that was all Tazarek getting her 5th block. And the junior coming in clutch there, stuffing Hannig at the net. As Olvin the senior checking in, as does Kylie Coomer. She'll serve now as Olvin will play in the front row. Goes to the back there, Satcham getting it to B-set. Kaloran will take that libero swing from the back, tipped at the net, and that'll work for a kill. And we're all knotted up here at 21. Abby Cloran's first kill of the evening. As libero cannot come across that 10-foot line, all of her attacks must come from behind it. And she gets her first kill of the evening. Satcham now puts up the right-handed swing. Fisher handles it, gets it to her setter. Tazarek, big swing, trying to find the middle there and dug out by the Raiders. Specifically, Irie was able to handle that. Richland now going to try to set up one of their big swingers here, and they do. Hannig tipped it at the net and then put it back up into the air. Now Fisher going to go find one of her girls, just getting it over there. I believe that was Tazarek. And now the Colts trying, no, that wasn't Tazarek, but Colts trying to get the block. It went through. Raiders left to free ball it over now, and they do, and it goes a little bit far. As now Colts with that 1-point advantage again. Back and forth we go here in the later parts of set number 3 from the Raider Activity Center. Gabby Fisher, the senior, puts the left-handed serve up. She goes long. Kaloran handles it. Irie's going to try to pass it to one of their bigs. Satcham free balls it over. Fisher tight to Coomer. Coomer just tries to tip it over, and they're going to say she was on the line. Well, she definitely was, as Tazarek got a little too close there. Lila Richmond checking in here for Maple River. All knotted up at 2s across the board here in set number 3. Richmond goes back row. See what the Colts can do. There's Krenzel's back row attack, handled by the Raiders. Satcham will just have to push this over, and she does. He's got 12. Raiders with their first lead in a long time here in set number 3. It's getting down 15-5 at one point in this set. Richmond comes in, gets it to Fisher. Fisher will set up her setter. Big swing there, and that one goes long by Tazarek. And now the Raiders are 1 point away from taking set number 3. Tazarek tried to go cross court, but just got a little too much on it. We'll see what the senior can do here with her serve. She goes back row. Krenzel finding a pass. That one's going to go long, and Raiders will take the ace from from Richmond. Talk about never giving up there. The Raiders were down 15-5, end up storming back, winning that third set 25-22. We'll take a break in the action, come back with set 4 here on your live event.
Hope Page Public Schools are committed to the development of all students by providing a high-quality education that is reflective of the strong values in our community. Public schools work each day to enable and inspire students to achieve academic excellence and make positive contributions to our world. Learn more about Hope Page Public Schools by visiting hopepage.k12.nd.us. We are Hope Page, and we will change the world.
Oh, jeez. That's a lot of water.
No! Jeez Louise!
This system is packing 70-mile-per-hour winds, golf ball-sized hail, and a fast drop in temperature.
Oh, jeez. Dave and Cheryl's kitchen started on fire.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, geez, let's take a look.
Oh, geez moments happen. Be ready with Irie Insurance.
Maple Valley Parents is a nonprofit organization whose main purpose is to promote, encourage, and support the Maple Valley students, teachers, and staff. MVP strives to strengthen and enhance the educational and social environment of the Maple Valley School District by providing opportunities for students, teachers, and parents to learn, socialize, communicate, and grow together. MVP Group welcomes anyone to join them in their mission. If you'd like to get involved or see upcoming events, check out the Maple Valley Parents Facebook page.
Fans, welcome back here to the Raider Activity Center, where the Raiders got their first set of the evening there to keep their hopes alive of taking down their first District 1 match. Meanwhile, the Colts looking to end it right here in set number 4, as we had a very back and forth set in set number 3. Looking around the scoreboard right now across our Your Live event station, Oak Grove is about to go up 2-0 as they are taking on Lisbon in Class A action. And down in Kindred took the first set there and now are down 21-14 in set number 2. So there could be a barn burner going on down there in the home of the Vikings. But we got action here between District 1 foes as the Raiders trying to come all the way back from 2 sets down. They'll have to win set 4, obviously, to do so. And meanwhile, the girls in the baby blue, the visitors on the scoreboard will say, well, we got different ideas than giving that one to them here, as the Colts will look to try to end things here in set number 4 and take their first district win of the year. As we mentioned in the pregame show, both teams playing their first district game of the year. And that district now home to, as we have Richland and Maple River here, but also Hankinson, Sargent County, Wyndmere, Lidgerwood, Oaks, Barnes County North, Enderlin, and Tri-State. So a couple new faces kind of in the area here if you're a classic Region 1 fan, with Oaks and BCN moving on over. As we get things underway here from set number 4, Aaliyah Hanning's first serve goes long. And the point goes to Richland. That's her third service error of the night. Now as Josie Foley will take the serve here for the Colts. And she's been pretty lights out so far from the service line. She'll basically get a kill there, as that one was a pass over and then a quick kill there by the front row. Didn't see exactly who got that one. My vision was blocked there. But nonetheless, 2-0 here. Colts with an early lead. Foley sends it over. Ketterer digs it out to B-set. And a couple Raiders looking at each other, and that's never going to end up well. As Satchram and Hannig kind of looking at each other like, hey, who's going to take that one? And Hannig just kind of had to push it over, but couldn't find the grass on the other side. Foley sends the serve over. B-set now will set up Satchram. She takes a swing, goes over the block, and that's going to go long. And that's one problem about going over the block, is it's going to be very tough to get that ball to land. And Richland's been so good at the net tonight with blocks. Counting 16 of them so far combined for the Colts. As Satchram this time goes more through the block, dug out nicely in the back row there by the Colts. Specifically, that was Josie Foley coming over and doing that. Raiders will take another shot at it. Sophia Satchram takes a swing. That one goes long. And kind of like what we saw in set 3, when Richland goes on a run, it causes trouble. The Raiders were able to overcome it. We'll see what they can do here in set 4. Serve comes over. Ketterer finds her setter now in B set. They're going to go to Hanning in the middle. She swings and sends it to the back row, but Foley was there. There's Little going through the block, and that'll work. She got a piece of the net, and that kind of took enough off of it to get her fifth kill of the night. And a 6-0 start here to start set number 4. All Colts here in this early action of set 4. Richmond has to go down and get it, and that's always trouble because there was Shaylee Little again. And she says, no soup for you. And the Colts right now have a touchdown lead, 7-0. As Foley goes back row, Ketterer passes it to B-set. Satchram pushes it over. Richland able to handle it nicely again. They've been dealing with that all night, and that one's going to go out. There are a couple tips at the net there, but goes out. Richland will get the point, 8-0. I know there's no time in volleyball, but it feels like time's kind of running out here if you're Maple River. Not the start you wanted here of set 4 after that comeback in set 3, as this serve does go long. Foley getting her second service error of the night. And the Raiders get a much needed side out there as Scarlett Satcham checks in here for Maple River. Allie Bisset sends the serve over. Fisher handles it. She gets it to Peterson, and now the Colts will push it over. Holland not able to handle that in the back row. And just like that, the Colts will get the ball back here. Hanning will come back in here for Maple River as she'll play back row. And actually that'll bring in Abby Kaloran as the libero. Now it's Tazarek checking in here for Richland. She'll play in that front row, and she's been a force to be reckoned with in that front row. Here's Lila Veely, puts the serve into the back. Kaloran was able to handle it, pushed there by Satcham. Fisher takes it in the back row, finding Peterson. They're going to go with Tazarek with a little tip over. That works. Doesn't have to be a loud swing. It's sometimes just a little tip, and that works for Tazarek, the junior, getting her third kill there, first of this set. She's had a lot of swings tonight, but hasn't found a lot of luck. And the Raiders just kind of playing ping pong with that one. Here comes Richland, right-handed swing. That's not going to work. Little just kind of took that off the side of her hand. Hands went up to the head on that one, saying, oops. Not every swing will be perfect. Here comes Sophia Satcham now, the freshman. Only freshman on the varsity roster here for Maple River. She goes back row, Krenzel pushing it over. And there's Jacobson. She'll get the kill. Right place at the right time if you're Kennedy Jacobson. Her second kill of the evening. Her first since the first set. As Satcham now sends it over. Krenzel in the back row. Can't handle it. Ace goes to the freshman. Her second ace of the evening. You don't want to say we've seen this before, but Raiders came back from 10 in set 3. They were down 8 in this one. As Krenzel has to go down and get that one, they're going to put up a push here now as everybody convenes on that one there for the Raiders, and it ends up working. If Richland pushes that ball over, there is not a single Raider that almost was standing up. I think 4 Raider girls were on the ground at the same time. Just happened to work in their favor as Satcham pushes this one over. 10-5 here in set number 4. Richland has that lead. Big swing there by Little, handled by the Raiders. Back row swing by Satcham. Krenzel handles it nicely in the back row. They're going to go back to Little again. Big right-handed swing, but that goes long. And don't look now, here comes Maple River. As Little trying to find that cross court pocket, but just put a little too much on it. Satcham puts this one tight to the net. Krenzel able to handle it in the back row. Abby Fisher now will just have to push it over. She takes that swing. Here comes Bisset passing it over to Scarlett Satcham. Great swing, but Fisher all over it in the back row. Great digs tonight here by the Colts defense. Here comes Jacobson, big swing there. Krenzel went down to get it, but couldn't get it there in time. 10-7 Raiders, and Coach Lillaby for the Colts says, let's take a timeout and talk things over. We'll take a break from the action here midway through set number 4 on your live event.
The Maple Valley School District is engaging students in a world-class education, preparing them for lifelong success. Maple Valley serves the surrounding communities of Buffalo, Fingal, Oriska, and Tower City with a grade student-to-teacher ratio per class. For more information, go online to myraiders.org. That's myraiders.org. The Maple Valley School District wishes the best to the Raiders coaches and athletes this season. Go Raiders!
And we welcome you back here inside the Raider Activity Center, or the RAC as they're calling it here in Tower City, North Dakota, where Colts jumped out to an 8-0 lead here in set number 4, but the Raiders have chipped away at it. Now we have a 10-7 lead for the Colts here on our City of Hope scoreboard. Work and play in Hope, North Dakota from job listings and housing options. Search HopeND.com. That's HopeND.com. Sophia Satcham now running serve. She'll put it over. That one's going to go long. And if you're keeping score at home in terms of timeouts, the Colts have been taking them at perfect times in terms of getting the Raiders off their momentum here. They've called 2 timeouts tonight, and both of them have worked perfectly in terms of kind of throwing off the momentum there for the Raiders. Kylie Coomer checking in for the Colts. The senior goes to the back here to serve. Right-handed serve comes up for number 3. She puts it in to Richmond's hands. Now B set goes back to Richmond, and Richmond can't handle it there. 12-7 now. Maple River trying to get a side out here as the Colts have that 5-point advantage in set number 4. Coomer surveys the situation, goes with the serve, kind of off the side of the hand there a little bit, and that'll be a service error for the senior. Just her second of the night. Colts have been pretty tight in terms of service errors from their servers here tonight. That's their 7th. Goes back row, Fisher handles it, finds Coomer. They're gonna just do a little push over here again. Kaloran has to come from the back row to get it, and she does, and that'll work. There was some skin on wood there from Abby Kaloran, and she had to make up a lot of ground there just to go get that dig. But her team will appreciate that. As the sophomore libero will take the serve here. Right-handed serve comes over. Tazarek handles it. Gives it to Coomer, back to Tazarek. She takes a big swing there, and that one is out. We're waiting on a signal here. Yes, it was. As the down ref looked down at the line judge and said, you got to make a call, and he eventually said, yeah, that was out, and it absolutely was from our angle here. Right call was made. 13-9 here now as the lefty. Fisher will send it over. They get it to Irie. She puts it over the net. There, Krenzel handles it. As the set comes over, Tazarek tries to go near side, and she does. Raiders were there. Kaloran, back row attack. Second time we've seen her do that in the recent memory. And libero to libero there. As Fisher says, anything you can do, I can do better. And there's Leah Hannig just parting the Red Sea by just going right through the block there. And there was just a kind of a tip off of Fisher's elbow. That was all she could do there. And we got Ava Lark checking back in here for Maple River, the 5'5" senior. Krenzel goes down and gets it, and they're going to try to just do the old tip over again there, but doesn't work. Raiders maintain control here of the serve. As Maple River trying to chomp into that what was once an 8-point lead here. Satcham goes back row to Krenzel. Krenzel finds Coomer. Coomer's going to send it over, or excuse me, that was Foley sending it over. Haven't had to say her name as much here in set number 4. We'll see if she gets hot here in the second half of this set. There's Tazarek with a little tip over, and that'll work. Maple River was maybe asking for a lift there, but not going to get the call. Here's Olven checks in here for Richland. Serve goes over. That'll be an ace. As that was Tazarek getting her first ace of this set. And first ace of this match, actually. That's the 6th ace for Richland. Tazarek sends it over. That one's going to go long. And there's an ace met with a service error. Maple River, on the other hand, right now has 7 service errors. Answered here by, let me count them up here, 5, 7, 8 aces of their own. Lila Richmond sends this serve over. Fisher handles it, finds Coomer. Coomer might have put this one over the net a little too much, and she did. She was trying to go far side there and maybe set up Viley, or excuse me, Veely, or Foley. And another serve here by Richmond. Tight to the net. Hanning was there to push it back over. Here comes the far hit there. That was Josie Foley using every inch of the court that she could to get her kill. And that one just tickled the line there a little bit. Now as Sophie Peterson, the Richland junior, will come in to serve. 16-13, Richland with that 3-point advantage. Serve comes over. Might have been out, but Kaloran puts it up into the air. Sophia Satcham sends it on over. Fisher finds her setter. They're going to go over there to Foley. She was there, got all of that one. Kaloran goes down and gets it. Satcham then with a swing. And there was some touch at the net. They're going to say that they're into the net. The Raiders were. I think they're going to say that that was Hanning in the net on that one. Easy call when the net's moving. You know something was up. You can tell the ball didn't touch it. 17-13, Richland leads. Serve comes over. Kaloran pushes it up. Finds Ketterer in the front row. Sophia Satcham takes the swing. Fisher handles it. They go to Peterson. She sets up one of her hitters there, which has to free ball it over. Ketterer now going to try to set up another hitter. This time it's Hanig. She goes through this block and gets the kill. She says, I'll make up for that net violation by getting a kill, and she does. Jacobson comes into the front row now. That sends the libero Kaloran out, and the junior Aaliyah Hanig to the service line. 17-14, Richland with that three-point advantage. That one's going to go long. And Hanig, that's her second service error here of the set. She's got 4 on the evening. She's going to want some of those back. 18-14 now here on our City of Hope scoreboard from Tower City. Richland trying to close things out here in District 1 play. The Raiders trying to extend the evening. And that serve goes into the net. Service error there for for Richland. That was Josie Foley with her third service error of the evening. Giving the ball now to Hallie Bisset, the senior, as Scarlett Satcham checks in for Maple River. Bisset goes back row. Fisher has it, kind of put it up in the air, and then a scramble ensued. That one's just going to get over the net. Bisset now able to take care of it. Here comes Satcham just having to push it over through the block and down for a kill. Satcham's first kill of this set, but it comes at a very important time here as they're trying to even things up here. 18-16, Richland 2-point advantage. Fisher finding Peterson. They go to Veely, and that'll work with a block there. I think that was both Satcham and Hanig. Correction, that was both Satcham and Jacobson. Give them credit each for a block there. Hallie Bisset sends it over again. Handled in the back row by Foley. They're going to set up Little this time. She goes long ways and a little bit too long. And now we're all tied up at 18 apiece. Kind of got those vibes of set 3 the way this has gone here. Richland with that 8-0 lead has now seen it diminish to a tie. As Richland going to try to set things up here. And was it touched at the net? They're going to say yes, it was. Free ball ensues. Holland's going to find a pass here to Bisset. Bisset sets up Satcham. Satcham through the block and a kill. The freshman getting her second kill. She's got 14 on the night. Richland will use their second timeout here of set number 4. We'll step away from the action. City of Hope scoreboard. Maple River 19, Richland 18.
We always say we're a one-stop shop. North Star Egg is a full-service shoreline machinery dealership. So we have the 3 departments: sales, service, parts, fully staffed, have full inventory of all the parts and whole goods needed. We really value the service and the support that any traditional dealership would give you, but we specialize in shorelines. You can give us a call at 701-361-4790 or visit our website at northstar-egg.com.
As we welcome you back here to District 1 action, set number 4 has been back and forth. We've seen swings like crazy here in set number 4. It was 8-0 to begin, and now the Raiders have come all the way back to take a 1-point advantage. Richland coming out of their second timeout here of set number 4. Hallie Bisset now with the ball. She'll put up the right-handed serve. It's up and over. Fisher will handle it. She finds Peterson, or tries to at least. They're going to have to free ball this one over. Satcham with the pass, finding her setter in Bisset. They're going to go to Satcham again. She's been staying hot with that swing, and now she's going to have to push it over. Fisher just has to take a swing, and it works. Holland in the backfield will take it. Bisset now will set up Scarlett Satcham, just kind of tip it over, and that one didn't land on the line, and the view was obstructed. The view was obstructed here by 2 players. They're going to have to call a replay as the line judge could not make the call. I didn't have a great view of it myself with the up ref here, kind of obstructing that area. So Bisset now will put up the serve again. Fisher sends it now to Peterson, and they able to handle it there. Richmond now will pass it to Bisset. She'll set up here Satcham. Satcham pushes it deep. Fisher gets a hand on it, and that one is going to go out. And if that ball was out before, or if that ball was in before, Raiders just had to work extra hard to get the point. 20-18 now, Maple River. Bisset with the serve, goes back row to Fisher. Handles it, she gets it to Peterson, and they're going to go to Little. She goes right down the middle. Here's Holland's there. And we're going to go to swing to Sophia Satcham. Why not? Here, Richland, that's one person you don't want to see taking a big cut right now. 15 kills on the night for the freshman. As the right-handed serve comes up. Nice dig in the backfield there by JC Foley. As now the Raiders will try to set their offense again. There's Satcham again. That time was blocked. Give the block there too. If I can get the number down, that was Lila Veely. She's leading the way with 6 blocks. But more importantly, gets the side out here, and she'll go to the service line. The senior now. She leads the team with 8 kills as well. She goes to Richmond in the backfield. Satcham, big swing, and that one's going to go to the block again to Richland. Now I didn't see who had that one. That might have been Shaylee Little there. As Veely will take it here again, 21-20. Sends it over. Kaloran puts it up into the air. Richmond has to help it out. And a push now by Satcham. And just kind of pushing the ball around there was Richland. Now BSEC going to set up the offense. They're going back to Satcham. That one's going to be blocked but out. Give the kill to Sophia. Freshman just keeps racking up the kills here in the later sets. She's got 10, count them 11, in the last 2 sets. So she's come on quite a little hot streak here in sets 3 and 4 for Maple River. Freshman puts it up, tight to the net. Krenzel handles it in the back. They're going to set up Tazarek. She pushes it over. And BSET had to go down and get it, but couldn't do anything with it. Point to the Colts. So a quick side out there for Richland as they're running out of time here in set number 4. So that was an important side out there. You don't want Maple River tacking on another one because then they're just a side out and a point away, regardless of what happens moving forward. Going down and getting that one is Kaloran, but she's not going to be able to give the ace there to Coomer. Her first of the evening. And you couldn't ask for a bigger one in the moment. Kylie Coomer, the senior, getting a huge ace right there and tying things up at 22 apiece. Richmond will handle it in the backcourt. B-set sending it over to Scarlett Satcham. Blocked at the net there by Tazarek. Raiders will have to just free ball it over, and that won't get over. Tough angle there for Kaloran to try to free that ball over. And now Richland with the advantage here, 23-22. As Coomer now will send it over. The right-hander puts it down the middle. Kaloran has it, finds B-setter. They're going to go to Richmond this time. She's got 1 kill tonight, tried to find her second, but the Colts all over it. Shaylee Little's just going to try to dump it over. This is going to be tight to the net. Met at the net there was Jacobson, and that'll be the 24th point. And it looks like Maple River's going to want to take a timeout here as match point is on the scoreboard. We'll step away from the action. Richland leads here on our City of Hope scoreboard, 24-22.
Buying and selling heavy equipment at purplewave.com saves time and money. We handle all of the details, including pictures, videos, marketing, titles, and payments.
It was almost immediately over the top with the customer service. I've just never ever experienced that before with any other auction service. They're constantly working for me as the seller, and I really like that.
Purple Wave Auction is straight, simple, sold.
Welcome back here to the Raider Activity Center where we're coming fresh out of that timeout from Maple River. They just used their first one of the set. And now it's pretty simple if you're Maple River. You got to get the side out here or this one's over. Coomer's been pretty lights out here tonight from the service line. She does have 2 service errors. She puts this one in the air. That will not be her third. As B-set's going to set up Richmond. They push it over. Fisher handles it in the backfield. It's to Coomer. Swing in the middle, and that pancake won't get there. And that's how we're going to see it end here tonight for Richland and Maple River. Richland getting the 25th point there of set number 4. And more importantly for them, first district win of the season for them here in the new setup, the way we got it set up here for Class B volleyball. Back and forth it was, especially in sets 3 and 4. Maple River will look back at this and go, what could have been? And for Richland, the action at the net definitely kept them alive and kept them ahead in most situations there. We'll take a break from the action. We'll get a Dakota Heritage Bank post-game interview here with the winning coach as well as our player of the game, our Enbridge player of the game. So be sure to stick around here for our post-game show here on your live event.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Visit the new Cywick Lumber and Hardware in Hillsboro. They have everything you need. Explore our large selection of quality hardware and building materials, perfect for every project. Inside, you'll find Valspar paint to brighten your home, top-of-the-line Milwaukee and DeWalt tools for every job, plus all the essentials for a successful harvest. Flashlights, glass cleaner, paper towels, scrapers, grain shovels, and more. Make your next stop Cywick Lumber and Hardware in Hillsboro.
We welcome you back into the Raider Activity Center, where we had a 4-set thriller there between the Colts and the Raiders here in District 1 action. Set number 1 going to Richland there, 25-21. Set 2 also going to Richland, 25-16. Maple River fought all the way back from a 10-point deficit in set number 3 to win that one 25-22. And then Richland matches that there in set number 4, 25-22. They saw an 8-point lead disappear, but were able to come back and hold on to take that 4th set here in Tower City. Looking at some of the stats that I had written down here tonight, looking at the Colts, Lila Veely, she was definitely having some of our precision play of the game at the net. Absolutely dynamite there with some of her swings. So that precision play of the game there, sponsored by Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Agassiz Precision Ag in Hillsboro. Call 701-436-2119 or visit planterdoc.com. When we're looking at, what we saw here between these two teams, a lot of the game was decided at the net. And what just seemed to happen is the Colts just had a few of those dumps over. Weren't aggressive swings, but it was enough to keep the Raiders off their toes, off their A game throughout that match. And that was all it, I guess, at the end of the day, took to get that third and final set win. When we come back, we will talk to the winning coach of the game here tonight. That would be Coach Rihanna Lillaby. And we'll also talk to our Enbridge player of the game here as well on your live event.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good!
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
Fall is here, and that means harvest will ramp up quickly. How did your planter do this spring? Did you have the correct down pressure? Was your singulation spot on? Did you need row cleaners or a better closing system? This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer, and we are here to help. Discounts, 0% financing, and $50 per row rebates on most all systems will give you the tools to improve your planter pass. Give us a call at 701-636-2119 or visit planterdoc.com. Have a safe and profitable harvest.
Partnership is a way of life here in the Northland. It's about pitching in to help our neighbors, making lending decisions locally, honoring long-term commitments to farmers, Main Street businesses, teams, schools, and rural communities. We're more than just a bank. We're a community partner, working constantly and diligently to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. Bank North, always true.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions for 2025 and beyond with a drain tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free, detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
Dakota Heritage Bank, serving you with locations across North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota, has a strong background in ag and business lending, but they can also help with any auto, recreational, personal, or home loans, including home equity lines of credit. Dakota Heritage Bank is a family-owned community bank where decisions are made locally. Our friendly staff greets you with a smile, takes the time to get to know you, and can help you with your banking needs. Visit us online. Dakota Heritage Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Fans, welcome back here to our post-game interview here tonight, and the winning team was the Richland Colts. District 1 just opened up for both teams here. Colts come out victorious, 3-1, and I'm standing here with the senior, and you were pretty busy here tonight, Lila Veely, talking 8 kills, 5 blocks, 6 blocks actually is what I had, and I'm sure you had more. I'm sure I missed a few. So, what can you attest to especially in that third set? You guys had a 10-point lead, lost it, and then ended up losing that set, but you came back in set 4 to close things out.
As a team, it takes a lot physically and mentally to be able to come back from something like that with such a big lead. I know we all worked together as a team. We all knew what we had to do, and yeah.
So when you have a swing like that, are you guys nervous? I know you're pretty experienced now. A lot of you girls have had a lot of varsity time. Do you get kind of nervous, or were you guys like, you know what, we got this, we just got to find our game?
I think coming into it, we knew that it was going to be a tough match. We knew that Maple River was going to be a tough game, and I think mentally we were prepared. The first set kind of was getting used to those big hitters, but I think in the end we really got it. We really picked it up.
And speaking of big hitters, you can't have a big hitter without some setters, right? Talk about Coomer, talk about Peterson. How important are they to your offense?
Super, super important. They're really, really important.
So you guys, you don't have another district match for a little while, but you got some games out there. Larimore is one of them. So what are you going to, you're going to take those non-district games. What are you guys going to try to do in those non-counters here moving forward in the next week or so?
I think just playing as a team, just mentally preparing ourselves, just seeing what we can work on, seeing what we can do for those bigger games. Yeah.
Yeah, the season's young, but this is how you want to start it out, right? I talked to your coach before the game. I said the winner of tonight is technically in first place when it comes to District 1. That is our Enbridge player of the game here tonight, Lila Veely. Thanks for stopping by. We're going to talk to your head coach after this, after we take a little break here on your live event.
Thank you.
Visit the new Cywick Lumber and Hardware in Hillsboro. They have everything you need. Explore our large selection of quality hardware and building materials, perfect for every project. Inside, you'll find Valspar paint to brighten your home, top-of-the-line Milwaukee and DeWalt tools for every job, plus all the essentials for a successful harvest. Flashlights, glass cleaner, paper towels, scrapers, grain shovels, and more. Make your next stop Cywick Lumber and Hardware in Hillsboro.
Triple E Incorporated in Page is cheering on the Raiders as they compete on and off the court and field. They put in the effort to build a team with trust, experience, and the ability to accomplish their goals. The team at Triple E Incorporated is built the same way, with knowledge and experience, with timeliness and efficiency. For your next non-residential building project, go online to eeeinc.com or stop by the office in Page for more information. Make your next project a winner with the team at Triple E Incorporated in Page.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Fans, welcome back here to our post-game interview here, sponsored by Dakota Heritage Bank. I'm joined by the victorious coach here tonight, Coach Littleby of the Richland Colts. I kind of talked to our Enbridge player of the game there a little bit, Lila Veely, on kind of the swings of that, especially in that third and fourth set. You know, how can you kind of add to that? What did your team have to do to make sure that that didn't set you back and you end up going 5 sets and losing this?
Yeah, I do my best to try to keep them composed. You know, we use our deep breath tool. We use our reset word is big for us. Again, just playing our game is what I'm trying to get them to focus on. No matter who's on the other side of the net, if they play their game, stay composed, good things will happen.
Talking to Lila Veely, excuse me, they're our Enbridge player of the game. Life takes energy. Enbridge, energy for life. That's enbridge.com for career opportunities. She really was a presence at the net, but so was, Tazarek. Shayla Little was just cross-court all the time. What can you say about your bigs tonight in terms of their net presence?
Yeah, I tell them all the time we have such a height advantage this year, and if we use that for blocking, for hitting, again, they can be unstoppable if our bigs want to be up there at the net all the time.
That was the first thing I noticed when the girls walked in here today in their school clothes. I said, that's a tall team. So you guys obviously use that to your advantage here tonight. You know, you're 1-0 in District 1. What can you say moving forward about just the game plan? Are we sticking business as usual? Any tweaks you're going to make moving forward?
No tweaks. Again, if we can not let those big gaps get closed up again and just keep pedal to the middle, if we keep driving, again, good things will happen. So no tweaks, just working on skills every day, working on that mental bounce back right away. And they'll be good to go if they believe in themselves.
You get rid of those streaks, that'll be good on your mental health as well,
yes,
too, right?
Exactly, yeah. Good on my heart.
Well, that is Coach Littleby with the victorious Richland Colts here tonight. Coach, travel safe back to Richland. Good luck the rest of the way here in District 1.
Thank you.
That was Coach Littleby with the Colts, up 3-1 here tonight against the Maple River Raiders in District 1 opening play. We'll step away for a few more ads, and we'll come back and wrap things up here from Tower City.
Hometown Community Bank serves both the Hope Page and Maple Valley School Districts in Page and Fingal, North Dakota. If you're interested in an ag loan, real estate, consumer, commercial, or HELOC, give Dwight a call at either branch location. Reach out to Janine about investing in a certificate of deposit or save by opening a money market account. Proudly supporting the Maple River Raiders and wishing the athletes and coaches a successful year. Hometown Community Bank is an equal housing lender and member of the FDIC.
Farmers, are you expanding, upgrading, or want to automate? Visit with the experienced staff at Hope Electric to learn about the latest electrical systems and the newest technologies that they have developed to make your operation more efficient. Get a custom system in place with features like iPad truck loading and remote view grain storage, touchscreen controls, hazard monitoring systems, and wireless cellular cameras to protect your assets. Hope Electric, serving the agricultural and commercial industry since 1978. Visit hopeelectric.com or call 701-945-2460.
Fans, welcome back here one more time from the Raider Activity Center here in Tower City, where we had District 1 action just wrap up a few minutes ago with Richland victorious here tonight, 3-1 over the Maple River Raiders. Talking to Lila Veely there, our Enbridge player of the game. Absolutely, stellar performance from her tonight as the senior leader of that program down there in Richland. Let's jump to the other side here really quick, talking about going from a senior to a freshman. Sophia Satram with 16 kills tonight. Awesome performance there from the Raiders freshman tonight, but it was not enough here as Richland overcame some big lead changes there in set 3 and 4. Ended up losing set 3, but ended up holding on there in set 4. So they, hopefully they, for Richland, take that momentum and see how things move through District 1 here as the season keeps on. And for Maple River, they're going to just try to bounce back here with Enderlin on Thursday, see how that match goes there down in Enderlin as the Raiders will take on the Eagles from there. For Alex Hoffman and Madeline Hoots running the camera here tonight, we thank everybody for watching here on Your Live Event, yourliveevent.com, and we will see you again soon here with volleyball action as we continue throughout the season here on Your Live Event.